What's up, VC, YouTube, all my subscribers, and Shannon, Lightbreeze55. This is my response to your contest, 5, 10, 15, 20, etc. Congratulations on 300 subscribers. It's a fantastic landmark, and your channel is, your delivery is nice and soft-spoken, very warm and inviting, and the things you have to say about music and musicians are very thoughtful, very considered, and I appreciate the voice that you bring to the community. Very happy to hear that people are tuning in, and this contest is a great idea. I watched Travis's video last night, and it's pretty cool. I was born October 30th, 1984, so my first year on this will be 1989. My stepdad, when I was very little, made me a lot of mixtapes, like this. I have several of these lying around. This is actually Nuggets. He made me a mixtape of Nuggets when I was a kid. He didn't really hold any punches, but I did get a lot of exposure to, through my dad, Stevie Ray Vaughan. We got Fleetwood Mac in the background. Always heard a lot of that kind of stuff growing up. What I remember most that was included on a lot of mixtapes, an artist that stayed with me my entire life, and this video would be crazy if I didn't mention him. This is Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers' Back in Your Life. This is 1979 on Berserkly. There's a depth to these songs that are, on the surface, childlike. You know, you have songs like Abdul and Cleopatra, which that's fun, but it's a sad, it's a heartbroken song. We also have Buzz, Buzz, Buzz goes the honeybee, while Tweedly, Tweedly, Twee goes the bird. Kids love that stuff. I play these songs at farmers markets and stuff. Carry on the tradition. I'm nature's mosquito. Little mosquito, there must be some reason for you that I just can't see. Well, there is. And you're right, sir. So Jonathan Richman is just where it's at, and I grew up listening to him, and that's where little Nolan was at 5. Now we get on to 1994. Nolan was 10 years old. I attended my first concert with the Steve Miller Band, and it was amazing. This is his greatest hits, 1974-78. I've had this tape since I was 10, and my stepdad would take me with him up to the record store every week, and he would have a lot of credit, and he'd usually let me buy some kind of cheap tape or something. And I'm sure he was totally embarrassed when I bought this, or asked him to buy it, but he did anyway, because, you know, he really was encouraging in me discovering music. And this also tape from the same era, the Posies, Frosting on the Beater. It's from 1993. Guitar pop, they kind of were a little bit grungier when this came out, but this is a promo copy of the tape that my stepdad had, and it was on in the car a lot, and it was one of my favorite ones. I'd always ask him to put it on. Dream All Day, first track, just has been in my head since I was 10 years old, basically. Great album. Grew to be one of my favorite guitar pop albums of all time, which I still don't have. It's very hard to find. We go on to 15 years old. I had a hard time with this. 15 was a transitional year for me. I know I kind of just went for stuff that represented teenage me. Most descriptively, my journey into learning guitar, and not necessarily giving myself the boundaries of taste that I would later have. But Van Halen, I listened to this record a lot. I actually just picked this record up for a few bucks. I needed to scratch that itch. This, Metallica, Megadeth, nothing that I listen to today or have sought out on vinyl. But a big album that I mentioned before for me that I listened to a lot. This came out actually in 2000. So this is kind of 16, more than 15, but it's close enough, and such an important album to me. XTC Wasp Star Volume 2, generally regarded as not one of their best records, but it's what got me into XTC, and it's what got me into pursuing all kinds of music on my own, as opposed to, you know, whatever Guitar World was selling me or whatever my parents were listening to. You know, XTC was the start of that journey. I was listening to a lot of Weezer also around that time. I don't have any Weezer on vinyl, unfortunately. A lot of, you know, pop, guitar pop, which is, you know, the thread that runs through all of my favorite music. The next landmark is 2004, which is my first year of college, freshman year of college, so that's when music gets real important. And so we have, this is just such a cool bunch of records to me. Air, Talkie, Walkie. Still looking for this LP. Still waiting for it to get to about 50 bucks. Something I can afford. It's hard to find. Just a gorgeously produced album. Really tuned in my ears to the sonic possibilities of pop music. And I'm not much into lyrics anymore, but when I was, Jim White, I hung on to every word this dude said. This is Drill a Hole in That Substrate and Tell Me What You See. Came out 2004 on Luwaka Pop. Just excellent music, kind of psychedelic alt country. He's just a genre of his own, really, Jim White. I have all of his CDs. He's only released his latest album on record, which I actually haven't listened to. The New Pornographers. This was just constant rotation in my car. 2003 Matador. The library at the college I was going to, you could check out CDs, which was amazing, and was the gateway to me discovering just a huge album for me. Broken Social Scene, You Forgot It in People. This is a perfect album to me, and to what's Pavement was to some people, groundbreaking to my ears. And this, you know, these records are obviously sort of what would come to inform my taste in music now. You know, I'm still a huge follower of this niche of pop music. Lastly, but not leastly, Deerhoof, Milkman. Just a perfect record to me, and the weirdo possibilities of guitar pop music the secrets are all in here, and they make it seem so easy, but it's so deceptively simple. Still putting out great music. Now we flash forward to 2009. I'm working at a record store. My taste in indie rock has become a bit more cosmopolitan, if you will. I'm listening to a lot of the big tent indie releases, you know, for instance, Grizzly Bear, The Ketamist. To me, I was not as impressed with this album as I was Yellow House, but representative of what 2009 in this genre was and what I was listening to. You know, I don't have Merriweather Post Pavilion, which is another big album that came out that year, and I think Dirty Projector's Bit of Orca came out, which I do have, but you know, they all kind of sound like this. It's very ornate, you know, the decorative aspects of pop music. And St. Vincent, Strange Mercy. I'm showing Strange Mercy, but I meant to show Actor. Whoops. Either way, this is a good album. Strange Mercy. Hey kitty. So that's it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I've still got a couple years before I can get to 30. And I enjoyed going through my musical past. I'm gonna listen to some of these. Listen to a little Steve Miller Band. And Shannon, definitely congratulations. My cat Miles wants to tell you congratulations. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? He loves this. He loves it when I do this. Don't you? No, he hates it. So, congrats on your 300 subs. Very well deserved. You got a great channel. I look forward to seeing more videos of yours. And Take care. Have a great week.